So let's start. So the first question was ki why need a thread, right? Question?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So let us assume if we are not writing a thread and if you writing a thread code, what we are getting benefit. Let us we have a written some method, maybe static void let's key method. That is a void method one. Okay, and you have a do some let's a 5 time loop, right? That's out. Method one is executing. Let's method is executing dot. Yes, I. Let's print the thread name. Which threads dot current thread name. So now whenever you want to invoke this method, just simply you let us just write a static so that I can invoke directly method one. Okay, and here start. Let us start main. It's plus thread dot current thread name. Let us. This is the again end main. So if you run this code, this will run by okay. If you notice, this will run by the main thread, and all the method one executed by the 5 time in main thread itself, right? So let us we have a similar kind of method two. Let's we have a two methods, method two, and so if you know this two method and you run it, you will notice the first method one is executed and then method two is executed, right? So until method one is not completed, your method two is not going to execute. But you think these two method have any kind of dependency? Ki first this will complete, then this will complete. Why not these two method run parallelly in the same time? Ki our computer, our CPU have a lots of cap- capacity. They can run multiple things simultaneously. Look like currently I am running my editor, even our video streaming going on, even I am speaking. All the things simultaneously executed by my CPU. So is it possible that these two code can not run by only main thread? If there is only one thread, one is responsible first they complete this and after they are going to complete method 2. So the main purpose of thread is to utilize our hardware capability. Like our CPU, our computer have a capability to run these two tasks in the parallel, in the simultaneously. But we have not written such code that can get the benefit of our infrastructure. So is it possible instead of whenever we run Java program by default only one thread, main thread is doing all the things. So is it possible we can create another threads, one thread doing main method one, one thread doing maybe method two. What happen? Let's see. This will take some time. Let us assume this method will take some time. Let's just here sleep somewhere. Let's let's they will wait some time. That will take a second. Let's take well sleep. It will take a yes need a try catch. Instead of writing, let's write one another method, just like a sleep. Static void just sleep. Sleep will take a long time. Here thread dot sleep time 3 h. Let us assume your method, this will take some time. Maybe this will take some time. Okay. And let us, let's assume pass, let's this loop start from 1. Let us start multiply by I multiply by, let's say, 1000. Okay. Random times they are waiting. Similarly, let's say this is also something waiting. This might be this code take us some time. So what happen, and if you run this code, now your program will take larger time, because your method will first complete, then method 2 complete, then your main complete. Is it so? If we are not using thread, that means all the set of instruction written by here is executed by only one thread sequentially, one by one. First line, first this line, then go to the method this, jump here, and that to this line. Once completed, then again come back here, again go to the method 2, they are doing something, again come back and doing this way. So this is our code work fine. Okay, let us something, let's, it will take some larger times. Then might you think why our program taking so large time to complete? When method 1 is executing, is it possible simultaneously method 2 can also execute? When method 1 completed, and then method 2 is going to start. So this is here sequence of execution. So what happens whenever your main thread start, main thread start, main thread start, they are first executing this line. After the, when a method 1 invoke, new stacks started, and again control goes from here to here. Whatever method 1 written, they are executing one by one. Once method 1 complete, again come back here, and again method 2 invoke, again method 2 invoke, another stack trace for method 2 created. Whatever method 2 written, one by one sequence perform. Control come here, and after executing each and everything, again come back here, and that's this code executed. So this is your happen due to your code is executed by the only one thread, main threads. So after looking my code, we are thinking method 1 and method 2, there is no any dependency ki first this complete and then this complete. This can run simultaneously. One thread, let's see, one thread executing this code, another threads can execute this code simultaneously. Why not? So in this way, what we can get benefit, our initially our complete this task is done by only one thread. That will take X amount of time. If the same task we divide it into two-person, one person do these things, one person do things. So surely we can, your total time can be reduced, and we are getting some better performance. Is it right or not? What do you think? Anyone? Any idea? Thought? Hello? I'm audible? Hello?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
So I'm not getting any response, so I'm asking. So
Okay, sir.
this is
So
the
the question,
main purpose कि why need a thread. We need a
yes,
multi-threading in the two region. One, our laptop, our machine, our computer have a lots of capability. We are not fully utilizing our capability, first things. And second, might be case our this program can run faster than the sequential. Whenever your code is running by only one thread, it will take some large time. When the same work you can divide it into two person, it will take some less time. And nowadays, application should be more responsive. Within a less time, if your application the response, that is a great application. So some places where you need to finalize, you need to decide this task or this task can be run simultaneously. In those scenarios, you have to implement multi-threading. So Shivam, is it right? Is it now it's clear why need to learn thread?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you are not writing multi-threading, whatever the code you are writing, only one main threads are sequentially one sequence by sequence by sequence by sequence they are going to execute.
So to do different methods parallelly, we need multi-threading.
Yes, when you want this code can be run by one thread and this code can be run by another thread instead of that, you know this two tasks, method 1 and method 2, can run simultaneously independently. There is no any dependency on each to each other, right? If we are not writing multi-threading code, our code sequence, we have only one main thread. First main thread complete this task. When this is done, then jump to the here, again do this task. Why not we can say thread 1 start this and thread 2 start this. Whenever thread are doing this work, in the same time thread 2 doing his work also. So this is the benefit we can achieve from multi-threading. Means the set of methods, a set of logics you can run simultaneously in by the multiple thread 1, thread 2, thread 3. You can create number of threads as per your business need. Correct? So the question is that how we can create thread, how we can inform our compiler you can run this task in T1 thread and this task run in T2 thread. We have to learn in the Java what are the way we can inform our compiler, don't run my program in only one thread, can you start some thread 1, thread 2, thread 3. So actually here your code is executed by compiler. So compiler by default assuming we have only one main thread. So they are executing sequentially. The question is that how as a Java developer we inform compiler you can also create separate thread. Main is working, that is the good part. Can you create a new thread for me? A new thread can do this task. So here we have a two tasks. First task, we have to inform our Java runtime system. You can create a separate thread. By default, main thread is running. It's okay. Okay. But I have to inform compiler, your Java runtime system, please create another threads. So another threads can be created. But another threads, what task they are going to do? We have to also inform our thread. In the case of existing Java runtime system, Java know whenever I am going to start your main application, whatever the code you written inside here, the main thread is going to execute. Similarly, let's you decided ki I am going to create a new thread. So you have to inform ki what kind of code this thread going to execute. So we have a two responsibility. First, we have to create new threads. Means ki we have to inform our Java runtime system. Can you create new threads? Java runtime system create for you. Second part, you have to inform our new threads what will do. You have to inform some set of code, some set of lines, some set of method. This set of line of code you can execute concurrently. So let us learn how we can create thread and how we can pass this my code can run. So Java is offer very simplest way to create multi-threading. Java already support inheritance, so they have given some inbuilt classes for you. Like Java created one thread class. Okay, this thread class is offer capability. You can create your own threads, and whatever you want to execute, you just pass it, right? So let us till now just I committed. So my question, if this is a thread class already given by your Debian environment, so we can generally do this way, thread. Okay, this is the one thread class given to you. And now thread class, just use dot start method. Okay, so this is the way Java you can start your thread. But the question is that this new thread, what will doing? What the task they want to do? Which method they want to execute? If you run this code, we notice only main thread is executed. Only main thread is executed. This thread we have created, we have started, but they are not doing anything. So how we can say they do something? So Java say plus just inherit this method, inherit this class. So just you write own class. Let us write my class and extend thread class. And here you have to override one method, override run method. And whatever the logic you want to run, just specify here. Let us, I want to execute some code like here. So sleep method, okay, just make a simple dot sleep. Okay, so here you say you are inside a my class run method. So now I want this set of code is executed by my this thread. So we can create the object of my class, my instead of my thread class. Okay. So instead of creating object this way, you can say you can create thread object using the your new implementation. Okay, so this my class is a subclass of thread class, so you can assign the object of your subclass to the superclass, right? So now whenever I am going to thread.start, so this is the Java designs this method, this class already defined this run method, so this code will going to execute in a separate thread. So let us run it and check it's working or not. So you notice that your first main started, your main thread, then your this code executed, your new thread started, and after that your end main. Now your end main is completed. That means your main threads, whatever written they have done, but before that actually this code, whatever written inside, this one executed by the your thread 0, thread 0, thread 0, thread 0, thread 0. Even you can give your specific name instead of thread. Let's here I can just override. Here let's I want to give, let's thread 1. Somehow we have to provide the here one constructor so that I can give my name. and if you run it, so thread 1 executed. That means ki this my job is done by different thread, not the main thread. Here, this is done by the main thread. So this is the simplest way. Whatever the set of code you want to, whatever the code you want to run simultaneously with the main, you just use this. What means you have write your own thread class and override the run method. And instead of invoking direct your method one, you can just say ki thread start. And you have already written ki what start method do. So internally, this is the implementation of Java. Ki whenever we are invoking start method, they inform your operating system can you start new thread, but what new threads will do, whatever the written inside a run method, they will execute. Right? The sometime developer what do instead of invoking here, you can also write this way. So your thread class or my thread class already inherited start method and you can starting your threads. So please always use to start method. Sometime developer what say instead of writing this, sometime you are writing thread dot run. Whenever you are manually invoking thread, manually invoking run method, you have already created the object of my thread and you invoke the run method. And if you run it, you notice that this code is also executed by the main thread. Okay, so please be avoid when you want your code should be run by the separate thread, you have to use the start method. If you run manually, that means just like a sequential code, you can create the one of class object and invoke run method. Same first main doing this line, main executing your this code, and then main ending. So you have written your thread class, but you are not using multi-threading. So please avoid to invoke manually run method. Always use start method. This is the Java multi-threading programming guidelines. Whenever you are going to say compiler, you can create new thread for me. This start method is native method implemented by the JVM, and JVM inform your operating system can you create a new thread for that, and then new threads are created and your set of lines are executed by the separate thread, thread 1 thread 1 thread 1. Till now, is there any question?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, good.
No, sir.
So let's go ahead more. So this is the one simplest way. Okay, sometime if we notice that uh, this thread class this thread class, if you go the implementation, this thread class is implemented runnable interface. So whatever the we are giving the here run method definition, this run method is defined inside the runnable interface. A runnable interface define only one abstract method. So the meaning is that here first things we have to start the thread and we have to inform ki my thread what doing. This means ki whatever inside written a run method that our thread will doing. So we can have an option, we can directly implement this runnable interface and define my run method. So the second approach sometimes say ki let us write the class my runnable interface implement runnable. Okay? And here just override your run method, and let's same logic here. Whatever you written might be one, but this is maybe my runnable class. So now you have a my runnable class. So you can create the my runnable and you just notice, and let us, we can just stop it. So initially here what happened, whenever we are creating object and we can start method, now your thread is running. But whenever I create my runnable, in my runnable object does not have any start method. Reason कि this interface, my class implemented runnable interface, runnable have only one method, so there is no any kind of start method. So question is that how I can say my compiler, can you, I already implemented runnable interface, I already defined the run method, can you just run in the multiple thread? So for this start method, as a Java developer, we cannot write. We cannot know assembly language or hardware programming language so that we can say, hey, OS, can you create one thread for me? So again, we have to need to take help of our existing thread class. Thread class. Only this, just change the project. So here, what I'm saying to this thread class have a start method. This thread class have a only start method, which is given by our compiler or JVM. So this runnable, we have to pass object here. So this thread class have a one constructor. They are expecting just pass me the task which you want to run as a concurrent. So this is my runnable interface. They have given the run method definition, run method definition. Now I just start my thread using the thread class, and I can say just start. And now whenever thread start, they know you pass the runnable interface, so they execute the whatever written inside this run method. If you run, you can also achieve multi-threading using runnable class. If you notice here one thread 1 started, one thread 0 started, because here my thread class started parallelly and parallelly two liners. So mix up line kind of works happening, means here two threads are running concurrently. One is my runnable thread, one is my runnable, one is my thread class. Okay, this is, so here what happening, your code is executing two thread simultaneously. One is your main thread, one is your my thread 1, and one is the thread 0. Why thread 0? Because whenever we are not giving any name here in thread, so by default they are assuming thread 0, thread 1, thread 2. Here I am given my thread name, so they are printing on your thread name. So this way notice that the two threads parallelly working. So this is the way, another way you can also inform our Java runtime system कि I am using thread.start method, but I want to provide the logic, the method which you run concurrently in the runnable interface implementation. Okay, so we notice that this runnable is your functional interface. So also we have a possible, we can give the definition of this interface using the lambda expression or anonymous class as well as. So instead of writing the new my class, even I don't want to write a new class, I know we can give this. So even this code, you can say here constructor and thread constructor expecting you pass me the logic which you want to run. So here directly you can say whatever the logic here you written. Okay, this is the code, directly you pass inside a run method. Even you don't need to write a new class, just copy it and just paste inside your here. But thread method expecting you are passing me, so this is runnable interface, So you have to just write here new and just make here this way, right? And you can just what enable interface is also cannot be this. Okay. So okay, yeah, this is the right way, right? You can my enable interface cannot be okay. Just comment it till now. Okay, just comment it. Just comment it. So now, okay, this will need it. So this is where in thread class itself you pass the implementation of your runnable interface, and if you run, still it's work. So sometime, okay, what is the illegal types? What this is the thread class. Oh, hmm, this is the whole something problem. You are missing one curly brace, right? Of this runnable, and now this is correct. And so Java offer multiple flavor where you can write your multi-threading code. This is the one way, or even you can write so concise instead of writing this way, just copy paste, just committed here, just comment the code. Even you say these are the our runnable interface is a functional interface, so we can also implement using the lambda expression. So you can say, okay, I can lambda expression say nothing. This is the lambda expression. These are the things we don't need. Don't need. Just remove it. This is the lambda expression. Yes. Even you pass run this code with the lambda expression.
So spelling. Okay.
Where?
So it was fine. It's fine now.
Okay. If you run it, you can implement create a new thread class using your lambda expression as well as. So here thread class what expecting in thread class you are passing maybe your class itself or any runnable class or any anonymous class or even you can pass any lambda expression. The now question is that so thread class are expecting you give me the any code which you want to run that can be written in anywhere. So let us like this method. This method can we pass this code here? I want my thread can run this method one or not? Surely we can do. So instead of this just comment out and say my thread equal to new thread at the start. I know we have already written one method. This method follow the same signature what runnable. Runnable say we have a one method run. That method does not take any input, that not return any output. So the same our this thread class expecting you are passing me runnable. So instead of passing new implementation of this using the lambda expression or using anonymous class or using the named class, even you can pass any method body which follow the same signature that is defined inside your runnable interface. So here you can say we can just pass simple have a method one. You know this is the same definition, same signature follow as runnable expecting. So notice here in this case here we are not using run method, na? Even we are not using word runnable. We are only need the logic which you want to execute. This logic already I am written in some method. So why I cannot pass the same method itself? So here you can pass method one. Now this your code run inside the thread. If you run it, now your method one is run by the separate thread. So the moral of the story is that you can just inform your thread ki thread dot start and which code you want to start. I want to start this one, just write the method name using the method reference. Or method 2, write the method 2. Let's say I want to both should be started. I started both. Here say I can method 2 and just here like one, here one. And now your these two methods are running the method 1 2, method 2 1 1 2, both are running concurrently. So Java offer to write multi-threading is very simplest way. Just using the thread class and write the start method. Which code you want to execute? Maybe this code you can just pass the any method name. But here you cannot pass any method that does not follow the runnable syntax. Runnable syntax say कि we need a method that return void. Let us you write a method like they return something different. Let's see, we have write another method static. Let's they return a string method. Let's keep 3. Okay, just let's key return hello. So you can not pass to, to here method 3, right? Why this method returning something, but you are if you run it method 3, let us write some here out inside the method 3. Okay, sample, just comment out these two and again run it. Method 3, right? So but if you want to return some value, I want to return this value, so how will return? This runnable is not returning anything. So this is the challenges. Till now whatever you learn, we have to write a method that does not return anything, but we want our methods return this value hello. Our thread should return some value. So for that, after Java, before Java 4, your method never return any value. Look like here, you are writing void method. All the even run method is a void. If you want, you have to return some value. How will get those value? So for that, there is another concept. This thread class are expecting you can pass runnable or you can pass callable as well. So there is another interface. Wait, right here, like callable. This is the one interface that expecting you are this method does not taking input but return some value. So sometime from your thread you want to return some value. So you have to use the callable interface to implement it. So how to use the callable interface implementation? Like first, just say you write one class, uh, my callable interface implement callable interface, and you have to specify which value you want to return. You want to return a string, you want to return int, you want to return what? So let us I want to return like a string. So string, and you have to override call method, and here like I callable just return it is from, let's return value from.
So we can have multiple parameters also here, right?
I'll explain one thing. No, you notice the syntax. This callable interface are expecting you give nothing input. This will not take any input but return some value,
Okay.
right? So
Yes.
here this method is not take any input but return this value. Let us plus with thread name.
Yes.
Okay. So now you can create uh, I callable equal to your new this way, and again you have to use help thread thread equal to new thread and just pass my callable. Okay, but question is that Java thread is not support you can pass my callable here. So how will do how so Java 5 introduce executor framework where you can submit runnable task or callable task both. So in this case, we have not achieved this. We have to use Java 5 feature, that is executor service, and that have a kind of thread pool, and you have to submit here. If you notice submit have a different method. Okay, submit. Submit will take runnable task or callable task. So whenever you want to run your code in the separate thread, but you want to return value, so runnable is not feasible way. Then you have to use the callable. So here you just submit your my runnable, and after that you need the result value. Just use the get, and now you return the get value your output. This will just handle exception, those exception. Okay, so let us result. So whenever you run this way, you can return value from your threads as well as. Now run it. So you notice we have getting return this value returned by thread pool 1. Just I'm added, this is the last line. Whatever the this code is executed by which thread, I'm just printing the thread name. So they are executed by thread pool 1, not the main method. Means this code is executed by in separate thread in concurrent fashion. And whatever the logic you want to do here, just write logic, and after that you return whatever the value you want to return, maybe integer, string, float, whatever. You have to specify the types. So here I have written this code, but generally you write this code like this way instead of write this. Generally the way we are writing first line this code in a separate variable. Generally this write a separate variable. Okay, this is your executor service, and executor service you have to submit. Might be you can submit multiple job. Let's give submit multiple job. Okay. Then whenever I will submit, this will return future. Future have a this will return future, and this future have a your get method. So generally code write this way. Okay. So first you create the thread pool. Now instead of creating one thread, Java 5 introduced the concept of create the thread pool. You can create one thread, yeah, you can say I want to create a fixed new fixed size thread pool and say I want to create the three thread only. So they create three threads and you can here submit task one, task two, task three, any number of this code you can written inside a loop. You can submit callable, runnable, number of things. Whenever you submit, if your callable, they return the future. And whatever the value you are written inside your logic, that will come inside a future method. And now future will have a one method get. This will return your value. So here your call is waiting until your code is not completed. So you notice this code is only executed once whatever written inside is not done. If this will take a time, your code will stuck here. This is the get. The get is a blocking call. Okay. After that, you notice your main will be printed if you're running. Notice because this are expecting I am expecting future output. A future have submitted a callable task. A callable task, whatever you written here, until this task is not committed, they not return value. So please be notice whenever you want to return some value from the thread, you have to use this get method to run your work curve result. That means we have to decide. We have a method one and method 2. Okay, I want to execute this method and return some value. Okay, until all the code is not executed, how you can return the value, right? Similarly, whatever written inside a callable interface, you have to submit, say new thread created, new threads are going to work here, but you are expecting we need a result. So result will only return when you invoke the future.get method. So future.get method, whenever you invoke, it will wait until this method, whatever written inside a callable method, is not complete and returns a value. So these are the another way. So almost we have a over the time we have a lots of other utility till now Java offer where we can create thread. There are different approaches till now. I have just discussed one, two of them. Okay, this is the feature until your Java 5. These all the feature come under Java 5 itself. Okay, you can submit runnable task, callable task, even anything. Okay, so this is the one way. Also have a some way you can create the same task. Means ki Java offer multiple release wise really different flavor. Okay, so one thing you can use the executor service, one thing you can use the exit independent thread class. Thread class comes in Java 1. Okay, this come from the Java 5. Okay, here also in this method here also you can let us we have a write one method that will return value here. This code method 3 pass because they return something, right? So here you can also write a code like in this way. uh, Whatever our executor service have, just dot submit. Just let run again. Dot submit, and here you can pass method 3. Method 3, but method 3 defined inside a sample class. Okay, and here you can say just get the result. and just S out, right? Even you can pass not only callable interface implementation, even you can pass any method which follow the same syntax. So now you are getting method 3 hello. This method return hello, and let's keep dot 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 plus thread name, which threads this code executed, right? So have you noticed whenever I am running my code is not stopped. Reason here we are starting thread pool. A thread pool expecting you can submit more job. So whenever you are creating thread pool, you have to shut down your thread as well. Okay, shut down. So that you are requesting now my thread works done. Whatever the number of threads you created, just submit it. So please, whenever you are using executor service, please try to shut down your thread as well as. This is the developer responsibility, right? This is the different way where you can whatever the method we have one method that returns some value or one method does not return any value. So if you want this, simply you can pass here, okay, or you want to
So,
return something you are, yes,
my question is, if this method one is not static, then how we can use it?
using the
By
object.
creating object.
Yes, yes,
So
complete, right.
then
You,
object dot dot. How will we pass it in the yes?
it will work for both, I think, not a problem. It will, you can just reference the object and works both way, right?
Okay.
Not an issue. Here even you can invoke just any method, you can say just whatever the syntax you have. So this is the feasible using the method reference, okay, or even you can paste the code completely here. Let us, this is the one in new code, even you can paste the like body itself. This is the body, this is the body, and just you can place inside the method reference as a lambda expression. Here you can place and just make a method reference. And here let's I want to return no, not a string, but I want to return integer. Let's place here, and here say I am return, let's key an integer number 1 2 3. So this get will return 1 2 3 integer value. Okay, you are getting integer value, and you are just as out. What is the value you are getting? So this submit method, even if you have written some method, you can pass method reference, or even you can write code using the lambda expression. Okay, the multiple flavor Java offer, so that developer can as well comfortable they can use. But until we not know the all the syntax and semantics, might be we are not using.
Yes.
Here you can get integer value 1 2 3 after whatever the execution done. Execution done here, whatever, and then we are getting 1 2 3 value. So these are the some flavor where you can create. And similarly, uh, last option the way I today for the session is this is one class Java support completable feature, and here have a method like supply async or supply sync. So whenever you have some runnable object, you pass run async method, let's here, and it will run your code in multi-threading. So yeah, just supply async here, pass whatever you pass something here, just write like s out hello, this, okay, this, Okay, what something? This, yes, this. Here you can pass lambda expression, and you can pass uh, like any logic, whatever you want. Let us here you want something maybe S out. Okay. So this will return again variable. Something you can whatever you want. So whatever you are running, okay, something supply async we have to. Okay, okay, supply is sync. They are expecting to supplier. Supplier is a interface. Okay, we have to return some value. Okay, we have to return some value. Let's return 345. Okay, so these are some different flavor, but we have to um, let's variable not complete is completed and complete. Let's whenever this code will run, they are expecting key you are returning some value. Might be it will take time. Okay, so might be case your main thread will close before the this code is executed. So we have to just give us some signal key please wait to complete. So in this way you can also done. So there are multiple flavor which where generally till now we can use maybe completable feature, or you can use executor service, or even you can use math callable interface, method reference. These are the different flavor where in short you say ki we have a set of line we want to execute in concurrent, maybe in a separate thread. So we already there is a one my blog post. Whatever I am explained, these are different way already I am explained. We can create thread using extend class, maybe runnable, maybe callable interface, executor service, and completable feature. And each and everything you can maybe use the named class or anonymous class or lambda expression or method reference. So same all the example where I'm writing, you can find here in the details as a code as well as. Okay, so here completable feature whatever you want to get and get the complete value, or even you can pass method reference any method which follow the syntax you can use as well as. Okay, so here like the syntax we are running here the same I am written. Okay, dot just get, and if you run a what this will get return the complete value. Yes, what are saying. Okay, these are the return it we are assigning different data types. Okay, and if you run it will get the complete value. Even you can print the here which threads they are executed at dot current thread, so that you know this code is executed by the separate thread. So this code is executed by fork join pull worker thread one. So there are so in this case we are not using any start method or thread class. So these are the different way Java offer. You can run set of code maybe maybe some here you can call any methods. That's you want to invoke the method 3, you can invoke any method as well as present any answer. Your this code also run in the separate threads. So that is the beauty of a simplified version where you can run your code, right? Yes. Thread name, know which threads are running. So here directly invoke any method which you want to run in a different threads. So the even you can use in the lambda expression or even can use the method reference. We can invoke from method reference itself. So directly you can use the method reference. Here say we have a simple method. I want to execute 3 and dot get value just and it will work. So the method reference and lambda expression offer the very flexy syntax to running your code in separate threads, right? Use the method reference or lambda expression, or you can write a separate class and implement. So these are the different flavor where you can create new threads and inform new threads you can do this job, this code or directly inside the lambda expression. So hope now you are know how Java offer different way to create thread, right? Is there any doubt question?
No, sir. Very good
No, sir.
learning, sir.
Uh, uh, these are the way you can create the a thread and the implementation approach. Maybe you can create named class or anonymous class or lambda expression or method reference. Method reference help if you have already any method available, follow the same syntax and semantics, you can just use it. So hope if there is no any question, if anyone have any doubt, we can discuss, right? Or it's okay. Let you will try by yourself. Might be when you writing by your code, might be feel some uncomfortable, some issue. So surely please touch and please discuss with me. Okay.
Yes.
So let us close the call, right?
Right, sir.